Hi, and welcome to At-Home Art Lessons with the Art Groupies, where we develop great art habits. We're going to develop a habit today with this groupie. His name is Observant Owen. We're going to develop our observation habit by being like a little ant and walking across pieces of art and noticing everything, and then trying to put whatever we notice into our own artwork. We're going to take a walk in Africa, where we are going to learn about mudcloth. Yes, mudcloth. Mudcloth is made from just that, mud. The gentlemen of the tribe in Senufo, they weave the cotton very loosely. Then they take the fabric and they paint on it. The paint comes from mud found in the roots of trees in swampy areas. The tree is most likely a savanna tree. Here he is painting a shirt, cutting out a pair of pants, shaking out the excess mud, and then rinsing it to make it nice and clean. So we are going to be inspired by the Senufo tribe of West Africa. We're going to start our mudcloth with a simple line. We're going to be using a Sharpie, a permanent marker, one that is waterproof, because we're going to be using watercolors with this project. I'm first going to just create simple line using my ruler. I'm lining my one edge of my ruler to the edge of my paper, and then on the other side drawing my line. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. I'm going to leave some space for my ruler on that side. This is going to create a border around my Senufo mudcloth. Inside the border, I'm going to use some simple geometric shapes to create some designs. Your Senufo cloth can be about anything. You can create just patterns. You can make beautiful nature, like some flowers or some leaves. Your Senufo cloth can be of anything you like. Animals, perhaps, different animals that you would find in Africa. Again, I'm just going to be using simple lines, which are turning into simple shapes to create my Senufo design. I'm going to add some different lines to create different shapes and patterns. So again, the Senufo tribe is from West Africa on the Ivory Coast. The men are the weavers and the painters of the clothing. The women are in charge of the jewelry. So they share different jobs around the tribe. Do another pattern, repeating my designs. They paint with shells and feathers and leaves. They use everything that they find in nature. So there's the border of my Senufo mudcloth. I can use thinner lines and create more designs. You can make this as simple or as complicated as you choose. This is your design. And we're just using simple lines and shapes. I'm going to create a fish for my Senufo mud cloth. I'm going to start with a simple ellipse. Not going to bring that to a point, but kind of a flatter part, because this is where I'm going to add my fish tail using a simple triangle. Then going to give my fish a fin and another one here. Give my fish a nice eye. Make a design on my fish. I'm going to create some simple designs that they use throughout their art. Their fish or animals are drawn realistically, but then inside them, instead of adding the scales or the fur, they use these beautiful designs to decorate their art. So just simple shapes, simple repeating designs for our Senufo mud cloth. Does not need to be a complicated design in any shape, way, or form. And like I said, we were going to go over these with some watercolors. The colors that they create using the different roots, leaves, and bark of the savanna tree are reds. They have like a reddish rusty color, a yellow color, brown, and black. So you can paint your Senufo cloth with all of those colors, or you can just paint it with one. It's totally up to you. If you don't have any watercolor, you can also use a cup of coffee. That brown color of the coffee would work perfectly. So after I have my design, I want to go in and make some of my lines thick and some of my lines thin. It makes for what we call contrast, and we want to add to our piece by using some contrast. You don't want to outline everything, maybe just some of the shapes that are used to create your fish or animal or design. Don't want to use all of them, or you don't want to outline all of them, just some of them to make contrast. It'll make some shapes stick out for a beautiful design. So after I'm finished making some lines thin and some lines thick, I'm then ready to start painting. When they are finished painting, they actually lay their pieces out in the sun for about a day in order for that paint to soak in and really create the designs with that different colored mud. Okay, so finished my design. I'm now going to add some watercolor paint. Again, if you don't have any watercolor paint, you can use coffee, whatever you have. I'm not really concerned with painting specific things in. I'm just doing a wash over top of my picture. I'm going to, I believe, use some brown for the fish. I think I'm going to use a different color for the fins to to make them stand out, to add some contrast. Again, you don't have to use different colors. You can use just one color. But repeating your design as well as repeating your colors will create a beautiful pattern on our Senufo mud cloth. Couldn't imagine painting with shells or with feathers. I have a hard enough time, I think, painting with a paintbrush. So now I'm going to use some yellow, and I think I'm just going to do a nice wash over my border. I'm amazed that how times have changed. Civilization has moved on to computers, and the Senufo tribes and the other tribes of Africa do not stop their traditions. They continue life the way their ancestors have been living it for thousands and thousands of years. So that's impressive. So there you go, my Senufo cloth made from mud, and you can see the different beautiful colors that they create with different parts of the tree, the roots, the bark. They make animals, they do geometric shapes, they also do some nature. So have fun creating your Senufo mud cloth from Africa, West Africa, the Ivory Coast to be exact, and have fun.